What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, we have our week 3 matchups, pick your player, trade questions, favorite matchups, and pick'ems. What's up, guys? I am joined by Jordan. We're going to dive into some week 3 matchups here. Jordan, we're actually coming off probably our best week of just plays ever. Okay. We had a 87% hit rate. We got our starts right. We got our sleepers right. We got our survivor picks right. You took Ravens. I took Cowboys. You had Aaron Jones as a sit. You had Roma Dunze as a start. Keishon Butte. Borderline, I'll give it to you because he caught one pass for a touchdown. Keenan Allen is a sleeper. And Javonte Williams. So a good, solid week. Got a couple more picks here today. Think we can jump into those.
Why was that? Why was it not 100% then?
Because I had Kenneth Walker as a sit.
Oh, got you.
He had a solid game. Yeah. He had less carries than Charbonnet, but he was more productive. I think he had a 29-yard TD or 19-yard TD or something like that. So got that behind us. Moving on to this week. And just a quick heads up, Jordan, we're going live on Thursday night.
Yeah, right after the Thursday night game?
Yeah. So 9 p.m. Pacific time at the very latest. We will be hopping on live, answering some questions, having some plays. Should be a lot of fun. Had a lot of guys on there. Hopefully we can finally give away some hats, guys. So hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell so you don't miss any of these lives we have been doing. Jordan, I like this pick your player we've been doing. It's been interesting to see. You know, we do it every week. I can go back and see, like last week we had Drake May versus Brock Purdy. We had Bo Nix versus JJ McCarthy. You know, the Bo Nix, you said go with the guy you drafted ahead. That worked out. Jamison Williams versus Hollywood Brown. J-Mo was who won. We had Javonte Williams versus Travion Henderson. So we're going to do that again. I think people like that. It kind of helps a little bit with, you know, some start-sit questions in there. But first, for pick your player, and this is brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack, I got Daniel Jones at Tennessee. Daniel Jones is hot right now. Second most passing yards in the league and second most fantasy points for a QB. Then I have Kyler Murray at San Francisco. Who are you taking there, Jordan? You going to stay in the Flames with Daniel Jones, or are you going to go Kyler Murray? Because the 49ers are actually a decent quarterback for fantasy QBs right now.
Oh, man. I can't stand Kyler Murray. He's just bad. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but do you really like Daniel Jones?
What has Kyler Murray even done in the last 2 weeks? Like I just feel like, granted, they've had kind of weird matchups where they haven't gotten pushed. So I think that
they're
plays
undefeated.
A part in it. Yeah, they're 2-0. They beat the Saints and the Panthers, though. Like, I mean,
true.
It might be the worst 2-0 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we got? We got the Cardinals are playing the Niners. San Francisco is giving up the 7th least fantasy points to quarterbacks. So that's kind of a tough match.
Murray's 16th best fantasy QB right now, averaging 16 points a game.
And then Daniel Jones is playing the Titans, who are getting up to only 12. Yeah, it's tough. Both tough quarterback matchups. I'll be honest. I'm going to go Daniel Jones. That sounds crazy, but like, I just don't like Kyler Murray. I don't trust Kyler Murray. I think it's a really tough spot for Kyler Murray. Like, and I don't think the Niners are going to push them a ton either, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't think the game's going to be back and forth. Like, the Niners are going to go on long drives, control the football. CMC is going to be involved. Like, I don't know. I don't love either one. I'm going to go Daniel Jones, like, with zero conviction.
Zero conviction. The only thing that's making me go, and I've always been more of a Kyler guy, right? The only thing that's making me lean Kyler a little bit more right now is there's been a lot of pressure on getting Marvin Harrison Jr. more targets. The targets haven't been there. Do we finally get the Marvin Harrison Jr. targets this week? He did have a touchdown in week 1. There's a lot of criticism on Kyler. Why aren't you giving the ball to Marvin Harrison? Even Gannon came out and said, like, we aren't worried about that because we're winning games. So 49ers.
His prop chart, I don't mean to get sidetracked, but I saw it today. I didn't do anything with it, but I saw it. It's like in the 40s. I think
For
it's
Marvin
like 40.
Harrison?
I think it's like 48.5. It's like crazy low. It's below 50,
That does seem
which
really
I
low.
just
And
thought
like,
was
is Trey McBride doing that good though?
not much. At 46.5 for Marvin Harrison, the prop on McBride is 62.5. But like, for example, like Kyler's prop, like he is a prop of 210 passing yards. And then his rushing yard prop is like, oh, shoot, hold on. Let me just do it. So Kyler Murray's pass rush prop is 245.5 combined yards. Daniel Jones prop is they don't have a rushing and passing, but his he's 206 passing, 26.5 rushing. So like the props aren't that different. Like Kyler's pass prop is like 4 yards higher than Daniel Jones. So I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go Daniel Jones. I think they're very similar plays.
And I love the nickname. The nickname alone makes me have to go with him. You know, they're calling him Indiana Jones. It's absolutely perfect. Like there's
Yeah,
never
it's a
been a
good one.
better nickname for a quarterback than Indiana Jones. I would like someone to prove that maybe the hefty lefty is better than Indiana Jones, but I think Indiana Jones slightly edges out the hefty lefty. So I'm gonna go Daniel Jones this week over Kyler Murray. I've just been seeing a lot of rankings that have those guys ranked right next to each other, Jordan. And I thought that was interesting that with how good Daniel Jones has been, why him and Kyler Murray are ranked basically the same. I don't know if you've seen some
it's
rankings out there.
still Daniel Jones, so like
Yeah. So right now, Daniel Jones on PFF is 12 and Kyler Murray is QB 11. So Kyler Murray's ranked ahead of Daniel Jones for week 3 on PFF. So thought that was interesting there. All right. On to the running backs here. I have Omarion Hampton versus Denver or Josh Jacobs versus Cleveland. Both pretty tough matchups for a running back here. But those Omarion Hampton or Josh Jacobs. I don't know if you lean one.
No, it's easy. It's Josh Jacobs.
It's Jacobs by a slam.
I'm slightly worried about Hampton. He had that bad fumble last game. They went to Najee the whole entire game after that. And I'm a little worried that Najee starts cutting some work. Hampton has not been good. Like, if we're being honest, the last 2 games, like the Chargers can't run the football. They're really struggling to run the football. And it's not going to get any better in this matchup. At least with Green Bay, you're going to get 15 to 20. I mean, 15 minimum, 16 probably. You're most likely 17, 18 with Jacobs. And so, like, the workload's there. There's no one you got to worry about in his backfield. And Green Bay's just really good where they can control the football. And so I like Jacobs a lot here. Now, I don't say I love Jacobs a lot. I like Jacobs a lot compared to Omarion Hampton. I think there is concerns with the Jacobs matchup, but
yeah,
I think the volume is so much set in stone compared to Hampton. There's more question marks with Hampton's volume.
Yeah. Both of those guys are ranked, right by each other again on PFF. So that was what do we have here? So according to PFF, Jacobs is 11. Where's Hampton? Maybe Hampton's ranked a lot higher. Maybe I had someone ask me that. Oh, no, Hampton's a lot lower. Hampton's
so
25.
Like,
so yeah, Hampton 25 to 11. So not the best one. I just thought that Browns defense is pretty tough though against running backs. And Jordan Love is they're running out of receivers over there. Kraft is pretty good. So the Packers, sorry, not the Packers. Where's the Browns on here? Browns are giving up 82 rushing yards per game to running backs, and the Broncos are giving up 73. So,
I mean, the Browns just kind of held Derrick Henry in check, which is not easy to do.
Yeah.
The Browns give up the only 8 fantasy points per game to the running back position. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's not a good matchup. So yeah, I just trust. I mean, Hampton's snap count, Trent, went down from he had an 80% snap share week 1, 62% snap share week 2. Now, maybe he was trending towards that 80% mark again. If he doesn't fumble the ball there. But I just worry about that. I worry about that a lot. Like coaches, nothing drives coaches crazier than fumbles, especially rookies fumbling. So
Yeah. It was one fumble though, right? It wasn't two, and that was a pretty good play by Max Crosby, right?
I
Like
know, but
yeah,
like
but yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So I I'm really wanting it to be Hampton. I just feel like if Hampton could fall in the end zone, it might help. But the Chargers are just seem like they're so pass first this year, right?
Well, they
Like,
can't run, Trent. They literally can't
yeah,
run. There's no holes. Like, and so Herbert looks really good right now, and they're just gonna let him throw.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they want to run, but they literally can't run. Like,
Mhm.
and it's not gonna get easier in this matchup. Like a divisional
And
game. Like,
The Slater injury doesn't help, but they got to figure that out.
yeah,
They have to figure
yeah.
that out with that right tackle. Or what is Slater? Is he left tackle or right tackle? Or is he a
He
guard?
was left, and they moved Alt over to left.
Okay. So, all right. I think I lean Jacobs as well. It's kind of with these matchups, it's kind of like which guy's a better chance to fall in the end zone almost. But
I
I
think
think
Jacobs
Jacobs
does.
has a better chance. Yeah. All right. Throwing it over to wide receivers. Tet McMillan versus Atlanta or AJ Brown versus the LA Rams.
Tet.
I'm Tet easy too, just because it's been what is it? Jalen Hurts didn't even throw for 100 yards last game. Like
No, I mean
his
he can't. Like
yards per
they
attempts
just
down
don't.
this year.
They don't want to throw against this Rams defense, it's really good. Like,
Mhm.
um, shoot, I wanted to take the under. I was gonna take my first under trend of the year with Jalen Hurts, and they moved the his yards down by like 20, and I missed the opening number. It was like 207 when I
Oh,
looked. When I went back, I was gonna pair Flacco under passing yards with Jalen Hurts under passing yards, and the Jalen Hurts number moved by like 20 yards. And I'm like, okay, I can't bet it now. It was like 196. It was like 190 something, and it was like like 210 before. So I couldn't move. Maybe move like 15, but yeah, I couldn't do it.
yeah. Yeah. And Ted McMillan looks okay. A year
He
ago,
looks
right? Like,
Trent. He looks more
yeah,
than okay. I
yeah.
think he looks really good.
I think if they could buy Bryce Young some time, he'd look really, really good.
I mean, he makes some crazy catches.
Yeah.
Like he's had a
No,
crazy
no,
catch, or he'll make like crazy catches that are like out of bounds, But like
yeah.
he's
No,
extremely talented.
no one's talking about it. Like, and a year ago at this time, I was pretty hard on Bryce Young. I came along and started liking him. Last year, the Panthers were great at running the ball. They could run the ball really well with Chuba Hubbard. They're missing two interior offensive linemen, and it's really affecting the run game, and it's really affecting Bryce Young, I think. If they could get, I think one of those guys is out for the year, maybe, or like till December. But if they could get one of those guys back, I think it would help a lot. I'm kind of in a buy look, like a good. I think it's a good buy opportunity for Bryce Young. He did have that fourth quarter where he went crazy last week, and maybe more dynasty than redraft. It would be an accurate thing to say. Not redraft. There's not enough. You're probably not in a league that you need to buy low on Bryce Young. But I think in dynasty, it's a good opportunity for what you have to do. So that's our pick your player there, guys. Brought to you by Trophy Smack. Remember to always pick your trophies at Trophy Smack. Go to trophysmack.com/dudes. Get 15% off your whole entire order, guys. And remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out, guys. Hit that subscribe on YouTube or give us a like. Give us a comment. Leave us a comment. Remember, we're giving some hats out on Thursday on the live show. Hope to see you guys all there. All right, week 3 starts and sits. I'm going to throw this over to you first, Jordan. Who is your start you have for the week for week 3?
Yeah, I got Jordan Mason as my start. There's no Aaron Jones this week. No JJ McCarthy, so we got Carson Wentz. I just think Mason's gonna be a workhorse. They asked Kevin O'Connell today, like how he felt about the Aaron Jones going on IR, and he said Jordan Mason's gonna be a bell cow. Like we feel very confident in that. He's looked really good especially week 1. He looked real good. Week 2, I think the offense was a mess. And I mean, he has a prop of 75.5 rushing yards. I think you have to start him here if you have him on your roster. Through 2 weeks, the Bengals are giving up the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs. They got gashed by the Jaguars run game last week. I think Etienne had a big game, Tootin had a big game. And so I like this spot a lot for Jordan Mason. I think Carson Wentz, with Carson Wentz in there, they lean on him quite a bit. They need to win. Like, they need to play better. Because to be honest, they played 7 bad quarters of football and 1 good quarter. And somehow that 1 good quarter got them into a win. But yeah, I think they rely on Jordan Mason a lot. I think this is a spot you drafted him for. It's really good thing for my best ball shares. I have a lot of Jordan Mason. So yeah, I like Jordan Mason a lot here. I think you got to play him.
Jordan, one thing, with all of the how I've been on the JJ McCarthy hype train all off season, I have a lot of Viking fans in my feed. And a lot of them are making excuses that, third string guard has been playing, but he's also just looks really bad. He looks very uncomfortable. I get something, but what do you think about the people that are saying he's not really hurt? This is like a benching. Because I don't believe that.
I don't think he's hurt either.
Is he practicing though? Like, I think to not have him practice and only take those mental reps, I don't think it helps.
I mean, you can fake it. Like he might be a little hurt. Let's put that. He might be a little hurt. But like I saw somewhere someone said they watched the last 2 plays and like he doesn't look hurt in the last couple plays of that game. So yeah, is it possible that he came out there with a little like ankle soreness? Like I don't know. Like, but like I think they're using this kind of like hey, like okay, let's take a mental let's take a reset week here. You're a little banged up, I definitely think, like, if he's in college, I guarantee he's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if they're 2-0 and he was playing well, guarantee he's playing this week. I think there's, and how quickly, Trent, they announced that he was out. Like, I mean, I think they're definitely, well, did you see the report that Kevin O'Connell was going to bench him in the 4th quarter and Justin Jefferson told him not to?
I didn't see that one, no. Well, it was that one hit. That one hit he had at the end of the game looked like I thought he was hurt when that happened. Like I can see him playing through stuff a little bit. Yeah, his ankle. I thought ankle or knee when he kind of got wrapped up. But that was 4th quarter.
I thought how quickly they ruled him out, Trent. Like how quickly they ruled him out on a Monday. Like I don't know. It seemed a little funny to me. But I don't know. I think McCarthy.
Sometimes you wake up really sore, but maybe that was just when I was.
But again, like sore, sprained ankles. Trent, assuming it's a sprained ankle, we've all dealt with sprained ankles. They can feel a lot better in 2 days, or they could be a 2-week thing. Like I coach basketball. Like I deal with I see sprained ankles all the time. Like you don't just like say, oh, you're automatically like. Now there might be a severe one, but if there was that bad of a sprain, like he's probably not playing the rest of the time after getting hurt. Or he looks hurt for sure, like on a badly sprained ankle. My guess is it was a little swollen the next day. His ankle's a little sore. I think Kevin O'Connell was already kind of second guessing things anyways. Kind of just figured, let's just take the week off. We'll get Carson Wentz in there and, give you a reset. The Panthers did it with Bryce Young last year.
Yeah, that was a little bit more of like a public benching though. And then the car accident got him back into it, right? That was more of like an actual benching.
I mean, sure, but
yeah.
I mean, the Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings and the Panthers are not the same type of organization, so it makes sense, right? Like,
yeah. So, all right. Well, so you're in on Jordan Mason against the Bengals, and this is what we got. What do we got back here? We got Browning versus Carson Wentz. So, I'm curious to see what Carson Wentz rushing prop is. That might be interesting. I could see him maybe running a little bit in this game. Maybe I don't know. That's not really an O'Connell thing to do. Right.
I mean, McCarthy was running week 1.
Yeah, but he didn't really run with like Dobbs and stuff. I feel like it's more of like broken plays.
Darnold ran a little bit, I feel like, last year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't have a rushing prop up for Carson Wentz.
Okay. All right. Well, my start of the week here, Jordan, probably to no one's surprise, going to stay with the Cowboys here. I got George Pickens at Chicago. This is why I think you need to start them. The Bears, I think, are just a great matchup for wide receivers right now. They rank dead last in fantasy points allowed, and they're getting absolutely torched. The last 2 weeks, QBs facing Chicago were named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. JJ McCarthy in week 1, Jared Goff in week 2. Last week, Lions receivers Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown went off against the secondary. Now I think it's Pickens' turn with Dak Prescott slinging it at an absolute elite level. I think Pickens could really explode this game, and I think you need to put him in your lineups. And he had a decent game last week too, made some really big catches to help him win the game. I think he finally gets that spot where I think he can go off a little bit here versus the Bears, because I actually think the Bears can score points on this Cowboys defense too, Jordan. Like it could, like look what Russell Wilson just did. What was there, 1,000 total yards of offense in this game with the Cowboys Giants? Like it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's the highest total on the board by far. I think it's close to I think it's 50, 49.5, 50. The Bears and the Cowboys. Bears give up the most fantasy points to wide receivers. Cowboys give the second most fantasy points to wide receivers. Same. Let's see. Same. Pretty close with the quarterback position. It's first and third. So yeah, it's going to be a shootout. I think we see a lot of points going both back and forth here. So I like this game quite a bit for like fantasy points and like I think we get a lot of yards and points, and I like it a lot. I like that play.
I was tempted to make Javonte Williams my start of the week, Jordan, but I didn't want to make you mad. And I didn't think I should go back-to-back weeks, but he's running back 19 right now on PFF. He's leading the NFL in touchdowns. He's leading the NFL in first downs. And I think he's tied with a couple of guys in both those categories. And I think he's tied for yards per carry as well. So he's playing pretty solid. He's kind of looking like the guy everyone thought he would be in Denver. I'm almost wondering if Denver just like, if it's Sean Payton or if just, I don't, maybe is it the scheme they run? Like, why are none of these running backs playing good there?
Sometimes you just need a change of scenery. Sometimes that helps more than anything else. Okay, he looks faster and more rejuvenated. He's also healthier. I mean, he tore an ACL, right? So I mean, how many years removed is he from the ACL? So I mean, sometimes like it just takes a couple years to remove yourself from the injuries a little bit.
Yep. All right, Jordan, your sit of the week here. This is and this is kind of he's questionable right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really take much from Wednesday practice reports.
Yeah.
So I think he still has props up, which kind of tells me all I need to know. So I got Ladd McConkey as a sit. Denver's given the second fewest fantasy points to wide receivers through 2 weeks. And the thing about Ladd is he has more competition for targets this year than he did last year. Last year, he was kind of their guy, right? Quentin Johnson was really bad last year. He was dropping balls left and right. I mean, who else is even there, Trent? Who was their third wide receiver? Oh, Josh Palmer. He's always kind of hurt. He's up and down. So, I mean, they brought Keenan back. Keenan leads his team in targets with 17. Ladd has 14. QJ has 13. QJ looks so much better than he did last year. He looks confident. Looks like it's through the roof. He's catching balls. Looks really good. So Keenan's playing less snaps than McConkey and QJ, but Keenan's just kind of running routes every time he's out there. They're not using him on blocking downs. We talked about how I think that the Chargers need to throw the ball a lot. I get that. To be honest, I just think that Ladd's being overranked and people are not adjusting for the competition of targets that he has here with Keenan and QJ. Like, I just think there are 3 legit receivers now, and Herbert, you could tell, likes Keenan Allen and likes QJ, and Ladd McConkey at times is not his go-to option, and we're not getting the upside we saw with Ladd because of that. Like, Ladd's upside last year was either double-digit targets, right, or big plays, and QJ's taking the big plays, and Keenan is eating into his target share. We're not going to see those 15 target games from Ladd anymore with Keenan and QJ eating up a lot of those targets.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like you could argue that Keenan Allen and Herbert have a better chemistry than Ladd McConkey and Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Herbert has played a lot of ball with Keenan Allen. I made this point last week when I had Keenan Allen as my sleeper of the week, is like, it seems like Herbert's looking at him at those third down plays and stuff like that. So,
and he's looking at QJ too. Like, did you see some? I mean, Quentin Johnson he had the big play last week on Monday night, but he also got hit with like 8-yard hitch routes and like short stuff, like in the middle of the field. Like, they're not just like last year it was Quentin Johnson deep, and then it was Ladd as a possession guy. They're just more dynamic this year with all 3 guys, and Ladd doesn't have that 10-catch upside, I don't think, like he did last year.
Yeah.
So
he's still, because what did he have? I think he went like 5 for 5 on Monday Night Football. Like, still very efficient, but you're not getting all those targets that he was getting and all those possessions. And he's kind of shifty. I just think he needs, a little more touches. And I don't know if that will
And Herbert's running the ball more. Like he's running the
Mhm.
ball more. He's more willing to just take off and run. So I don't know. I think Ladd is he's definitely not the role he had last year.
All right. In my sit of the week, I have AJ Brown against the Rams, and I feel like this is not easy for anyone to do. I've gotten a lot of questions about AJ Brown. I'm saying sit him. The Rams are, they're giving up 134 passing yards per. The Rams are actually giving up 134 receiving yards a game to receivers, but one of those games is against the Houston Texans. So, like, I don't know how to really take that sample size. They do have some injuries in the secondary, but that's not the real issue. My real issue with the Eagles is how they're playing football. AJ Brown is 51st in pass snaps and 48th in routes ran. So those aren't wide receiver one numbers. Philly's winning games by pounding the rock, and I don't see Brown's role suddenly expanding this week. So matchup's not awful. The volume just isn't there. So I'm benching AJ Brown. Like, I did a poll on this, Jordan. I want to know what you think. AJ Brown or Tyreek Hill? Who would you rather play this week?
Tyreek Hill.
I'm in the same boat. AJ Brown or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore in that game environment.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of AJ Brown asked, like, and I've had people trying to trade AJ Brown for cheap. I don't think you can do that yet, but Jalen, like, the defense is just playing so well, and they're just controlling the ball on offense. So
yeah, I mean,
that's
Trent,
my
AJ Brown has 6 yards after catch in 2 games.
Yeah,
I mean that's insane. Like,
and the Eagles have won what, like 15 straight football games? Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean he has 0.58 yards per route run. I mean, his numbers are just bad. Like
they don't need him, and like
they don't need to throw the football.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts threw for 95 yards last week. Like, so it's just they don't need to. So anyway, so I'm staying away. If you can find another option, like, it's hard to replace like your second round pick, but maybe look if you can find another option on the waivers or whatever. I had some decent waiver plays pickups on Monday's show, so tune in for that. But yeah, just I don't even know how you can trade AJ Brown. If he has a big game, maybe trade him.
Last year, Jalen Hurts only threw for 300 yards one time. And since week 5 of last year, he's only thrown for over 250 yards once. He's had games of just as many games under 200 as over 200 since week 5 of last year. Like, it's pretty crazy. Like, they don't need to throw the ball. Like, Saquon is just.
Yeah, no, it's all Saquon. Jordan, who has more fantasy points? Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields this year?
It's got to be Justin. No. Oh, that's tough. Justin Fields had a huge week 1, but did almost nothing in week 2. I think it's Fields.
Fields has 2 less fantasy points, and he didn't play last week, really. So Hurts has 35. Fields has 33. Okay.
Yeah, they both had huge week 1s.
Yeah. Who has more fantasy points, Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts?
Is it Jalen Hurts still?
Jordan Love has 1 more fantasy point. So
I knew they were close.
Yeah. Kyler Murray has 0.2 less fantasy points than Justin Fields. So to your point from earlier, but yeah, kind of a weird. Yeah, he's nowhere near to what he was, last year. Like, and he was getting drafted pretty high. Like, guys ahead of Jalen Hurts in fantasy right now: Aaron Rodgers, Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson, Drake May, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones. Those are probably the only ones that would shock you there.
Jalen Hurts' fantasy upside right now is completely dependent on his run the football and him getting goal line touchdowns. And that doesn't help his wide receivers at all,
And the Chiefs are a tough matchup against the run. So, they don't give up points really. So that's one thing too, right?
Yeah. Even though Herbert shredded them week 1.
Yes. Yeah, but that's not what the Eagles want to do.
Oh, I
You know,
know.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. So next, Jordan, I have your sleeper here. Do you want to give me your sleeper right now?
yeah, I got Darnell Mooney. I saw him rank kind of in the low or the high 50s, low 40s, and so it's a good matchup against Carolina. My one worry about Carolina is that they just kind of teams don't really do much against them because Carolina doesn't move the football either, and so it doesn't really push teams to do anything. But I mean, Mooney came back from his week 1 absence right into his normal role, played a bunch of snaps, ran a bunch of routes, only had 2 targets. But that game was also weird because the Vikings really couldn't do much. It takes one deep ball to Darnell Mooney in this matchup to kind of get him there. So I think Darnell Mooney was really good last year at times. I think there was multiple weeks where he was a top 20 guy every week in those weeks. So just like Darnell Mooney this week, a little bit, I think his ranking is a little bit below where he should be. Kind of like where, your Keenan Allen sleeper of last week. It just seems like the ranking's a little too low. So like I got Darnell Mooney as a sleeper this week.
Yeah, I honestly almost made Tyler Algier my sleeper of the week here. Like, a lot of guys are looking for running backs in the waiver wire. Algier's had I think he's for sure had 8 rushing carries in each game. He had a TD last week. They're using him. I don't know if the Falcons, I think they're trying to preserve Bijan a little bit. And so, I could see Algier having a pretty big second half if they can just, take the lead here. The problem is what if the Panthers play really good football? Then you have this guy you started that's not really getting that much action. But Algier is slightly involved. But I was, like you said, I was looking at rankings here, and let me pull them up here. I think this guy's too low, Jordan, off of what you said earlier about Lad McConkey. So I'll go in my sleeper here, but I have Quentin Johnson. He is ranked on PFF right now. He is wide receiver 37. I just think that's too low for what he's doing. He scored a TD in each game so far, but
he scored 3 touchdowns through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he scored twice week 1.
I think so. So I have Quentin Johnson. They're playing the Broncos, which Broncos defense is tough, but he's going to be on the opposite side of what's the guy's name right now? Their corner
for the Broncos.
For the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm blanking on.
Why can't I think of this guy's name? But he's not. That guy's to be on Ladd or Keenan Allen, I think. So I could see. His dad was in the NFL too.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah. So I could see the Surtain Curtin not being on Quentin Johnson. So I actually like this spot for him. I see him getting a deep ball here and continuing the TD streak. So I'm going to stay in the flames with Quentin Johnson. I think him being ranked in the low 30s, high 30s is too low for what he is. I don't mind playing him in this matchup, especially if they can't run the ball. I think he can get to can house one more here. Quentin Johnson's almost like, I don't think anyone saw him out playing Jameson Williams like he has, but he looks really good as long as he can keep catching the ball, right? And I think if he doesn't, they're going to start going to Ladd McConkey more. So,
well, this is year 3 for him, Trent. Sometimes it takes a little bit, and it's not like he had 55 catches for 711 yards last year and 8 touchdowns. So I mean, he was solid last year. He's gotten better every year. I think the drops were the big issue last year, and if he can kind of shoot, he had the drop. I remember we were in person watching him drop footballs, and it was very frustrating.
We'll never forget.
Yeah, it was tough. Tough day.
Okay. All right. So that is our start, sits, and sleepers. Jordan, survivor pick right now. It's still Wednesday. Got to get these in here soon. Who are you going with?
I split mine. I had 2. I split mine with the Seahawks and the Bucks. I consider the Colts too. But I think the Packers are third for me there. I went real chalky though with the first 2 weeks. I went Denver and Baltimore on both mine. So I wanted to get a little bit different and not go Green Bay. I think the Seahawks will be pretty popular too though. So I kind of went popular, and then I kind of went a little bit off the board with the Bucks. I don't know. My guess is Bucks, Packers, and
Bills?
Seahawks will be the most popular 3. I think Bills will be, but I want to save Bills. So I want to save Bills for different weeks. Seahawks have not that much future value if you look down the schedule. And then the Bucks also don't have a ton of future value either. So it's kind of why I wanted to save the Packers and the Bills, see if I can use them a little bit later down the road. So
Yeah,
I hope I can get both. I think I'll get at least one through,
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go Packers on one. I'm probably going to lean Seahawks another one. And I keep forgetting to ask my wife who she wants to pick, before we do these episodes. So anyways, she had Chargers last week, so that one's gone. And upset. I have Texans possibly upsetting the Jaguars here, Jordan. I just see a divisional game. Maybe they play a little tougher. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that chart that PFF posted, but it was just quarterbacks percentages and how often they're getting sacked. And it actually, what was it? It actually had let me see if I can see here. I don't know if I can share it very well here. Like CJ Stroud, the amount of times he's getting sacked, it's crazy. Like he is down to, or he's getting sacked 23% of the time, but he's third in what is that? In passes on target, like and completing passes. Dak is in first with 83%. Dak's just playing out of this world, and then second is Daniel Jones. But the sack percentage is what he is just absolutely. The only guy worse is Aaron Rodgers. Is it no? Cam Ward at 31% and Aaron Rodgers at 29% getting sacked. So just a neat little chart.
Yeah, Houston's on PFF. Houston has like the 5th worst pass blocking rating.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
I don't. Yeah, but I just thought maybe this is one that they maybe get in a divisional game. I didn't really love the whole schedule this week. I felt like it was kind of a weird schedule for week 3 for whatever reason, like looking at starts and sits, because we don't try to make them like super obvious. You know what I mean?
It's because there's a lot of divisional games, a lot of like
Yeah.
low totals, low 40s totals. So I have the Pats. I think the line's wrong. I don't really understand how the Steelers are favored in New England. Steelers defense has been bad, like really bad. And I think Rodgers takes a lot of sacks, like you just mentioned. I like the Patriots to win this game straight up. So
I almost made Travion Henderson my sleeper of the week because I just think they're really talking about it. That pass play that Ramondre caught was supposed to be to him. I just feel
don't get me started on the Travion thing. I just
think this is the week. I think it's the week that Travion gets it going. That's all I'm saying. But I just couldn't get myself to do it because I feel like we just keep saying that. The Steelers have given up 4 rushing touchdowns this year. So like maybe he falls in the end zone this week.
Yeah, I mean, I had so much Travion on DraftKings last week. He ruins such a couple good lineups. I don't even I thought last week was a spot, and they just kept. I saw after the game he had a breakdown in pass pro, and so he started playing Gibson and Ramondre Moore, and I don't know. I got a bad number on his receiving yards prop. This morning it was like 8.5. And so I was able to pair that with, I think, a couple other things. And then when I looked back to add more of it, it was up to 16.5. So, yeah, I got a good number on that. But other than that, I can't do Travion this week. But
the other maybe a decent time, maybe trade for him in redraft right now before the breakout. If you want to do something, if you truly believe in him, it should be coming in the next couple of weeks. I did a play that I put together on our live on Saturday. I was 13 Bryce Young rushing yards away from making $350. So all my plays hit. It was looking good. First drive of the game, Bryce Young goes out there and gets 2 rushing yards. I'm thinking about man, I think he's going to do it. And then he does absolutely nothing on the ground after that. So
Trent, don't get me started about this past week. It was brutal. I was a Hollywood catch away from hitting a 6-legger. And then, yeah, for the one where Travis Kelce drops the ball, and then leads to an interception. Hollywood Brown's also wide open walking into a touchdown on that one. And there's a couple other ones where he tried to force to Kelce. And then I was 20 Brock Bowers yards away from a monster Monday night. So I don't, and Geno Smith missed him for a 20-yard touchdown catch. And then the one the one down at the end of the game where, yeah, it would have been a tough catch, but like if he just drops it in a little more, Bowers kind of catches that, and Bowers gets one target in the first half. I know what you're going to say. He was hurt. He was
No.
limited.
Yeah.
But like if they would have used him in the first half, like in the second half, like he gets there. And if Geno Smith doesn't just suck at throwing a football, he gets there. So I was a little frustrated. I'm still not over it, clearly.
Yeah, no, I get it. All right. So I had some fan mail here, guys. If you want to send us some questions for the show, be sure to reach out to us on X at TFF Dudes or leave us a comment on YouTube. We will get back to that into the show. We like having these. So, football guy at Moose Knuckle said, would you make this trade and redraft? 0.5 or so, half point PPR. He's trading away McBride, Travis Etienne, and Stephon Diggs for Justin Jefferson and Pacheco. I told him I don't think Justin Jefferson can get much worse. I think he is going to get there, but I said, who's your backup tight end? Is the only thing you're giving up McBride, Etienne, and Diggs for Jefferson, and maybe you can get someone else besides Pacheco in that thing. But like at the very worst, Jefferson is a top 10 wide receiver, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like Pacheco. I mean, he's giving up a lot of work right now. Let me look at the snap counts here. Pacheco's playing 58% snaps. Hunt's playing 40% snaps. So like, and I do think Rashad Smith is going to work himself in this running back room higher as the year goes on, in a higher snap rate. He's about 13 and 8% right now. So I think Rashad Smith works his way into a bigger role as the year goes on, especially if the Chiefs are struggling. I don't love that trade, to be honest. Like, if you can get a better running back than Isaiah Pacheco, I would like it more. But I mean, you're giving up Etienne, who looks pretty solid right now. I do think Tootin gets more of that job going forward. But I mean, they're running the ball really well right now in Jacksonville. So, but I don't. Again, McBride though doesn't do much for. I'll be honest. Can you just not get a Trey McBride for Justin Jefferson swap straight up?
You might be able to do
I
that.
would try for that. Like, I would just try to do that because essentially that's what you're doing. You're trading Jefferson for McBride. So, and you're giving up, or maybe McBride and a Diggs for Justin Jefferson. Forget the running backs, I don't know.
Then he said also Juwan Jennings and Quentin Johnson for Olave. I said I just don't trust Olave at all. I said I wouldn't do that. I like Quentin Johnson. Yeah. He said, well, I hate myself for making that one then. So thank you for the question. Then I got another one. I got Fantasy Dad asked Rachaad White for Kincaid.
Rachaad White for
I think I would do that.
I would do it probably. I mean, I don't know. It's both like you're talking about a guy who clear RB2 on his team. He did get a decent amount of work last game. I mean, the Bills pass catchers are just a crapshoot. So I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, Jordan, is like Bucky Irving's good. Rachaad White really didn't do anything to lose that job. Like I think we're still going to get some flashes of him playing pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know like what to take away from the Bucks.
Like last year he got hurt and then Bucky was good.
Well, my issue is that like Bucky still played. So Rachaad White only played 6% more snaps, but I mean they played more snaps. But I mean, like he got 0 touches in week 1. Week 1, Rachaad White had 3 touches, but all of a sudden week 2 he has 12 touches. But Bucky had more touches also in week 2. So obviously the game just played a little faster, more possessions, more snaps. I don't know what to make of the split there. I mean, I think Bucky's still the guy, but I don't know. I don't think Rachaad White has standalone value, I guess is what I'll say, in redraft.
I thought that play call at the end, the handoff to Rachaad White, I didn't think that's what they were going to do there to win the game.
I can't believe they took Bucky out. He was in that.
I know.
Drive the whole
I think
game.
It was just like, I think the defense was just like, oh, Rachaad White's in, but it's going to be a run or it's going to be a pass. Like I think it's a.
They had 2 timeouts though with 15 seconds, so it kind of made sense to run.
Okay. And then what do I have here? All right. So favorite matchups, Jordan. My favorite match. So those were our little fan questions there. Favorite matchups. I have my show doc go here. I got Cowboys Bears is my favorite one. You got to go with the highest total, right? And
Yeah, it's a
with
good
how
game.
Dak's playing. And I even like it's tough for me is Caleb Williams is my fantasy QB in like all my leagues, basically. I have a lot of Caleb Williams. He's been solid for me. Like he's, got him late. I just hate cheering for the quarterback playing against my team. So, anyways, got that off my chest. What do you have
Other
here, Jordan?
games,
Anything
I
that you
like
really
I like
like?
the Denver Charger game. I think that's gonna be a good
Yeah,
game. I think we're gonna get two solid afternoon games with the Dallas, Chicago, and then the Denver at LA. So I like those two quite a bit. I will be heavily invested probably in the Cowboys Bears game. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be a letdown.
just
Dak
tons
always
of
lets me
Aubrey
down.
plays or what?
Huh?
Tons of
Tons of
Aubrey
field
plays or
goals.
what?
Yeah, I mean, I hope
Yeah.
not. But
There's a bunch of I have a bunch of family members that think that they should just kick a field goal as soon as they get to the 50 from now on. Just why not with Aubrey? But I don't think that's the right thing to do, obviously. But next, so we got Chargers, Broncos, Cowboys, Bears. What other one would you throw in here,
I
Jordan?
mean,
Something
it's
you
it's
really
the
like?
the best game of the week. Best game of the weekend might be the
Lions,
Detroit
Ravens.
Monday night game. Yeah, Lions Ravens Monday Night
Yeah.
Football. Like that's gonna be a great game. I think Baltimore wins. But I think that's gonna be a really good game.
I have to apologize too. I've been talking a lot of trash on the Lions and Ben Johnson, and I'll just say sorry to the Lions fans. They kind of came after me last week, and Goff got the win there. JMO had 2 catches for a touchdown, 100 piece. So just gonna apologize there. I don't know, but I like you said, I don't know if they get it done this week. This is a tough matchup. So we can hop into the matchups here, Jordan. Seth hasn't gave his picks yet. He will have those. You want to just run through these? We'll say who wins, pick our wins, and we'll call it a night.
Yeah, we can do that. So we got. Let's see here. We got Miami at Buffalo, the Thursday night game. Let me look. I'm trying to pull up the everything updated. Okay. Buffalo favored by 12, 50 total. I'm pretty sure we're both going Buffalo. I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm
Miami
gonna go
teams in that.
Buffalo.
So,
Yeah.
I
I don't hate Hill though if Waddle doesn't play. And even if Waddle plays, they kind of got something going last game.
yeah, I mean, I think Hill's in play just because, just kind of his role. I mean, A-Chain's going to have a really good receiving day probably. Next we got
I got a little desperate in super flex, Jordan, because I lost JJ
uh
McCarthy and Joe Burrow last week, which is a lot of
yeah.
guys that are like with the Burrow, and just losing QBs, even like Burrow, Brock Purdy. Like
Is
I
it two a
did this.
season for you?
It's Tua season. I traded Jalen Warren for Tua. It was offered to me, and he's not starting for me for my running back. So maybe I should have started him over Hampton, but I don't want to get rid of Hampton in a super flex dynasty. So Tua season. So I will be all in here.
Okay, next game. We got Atlanta at Carolina. Atlanta favored by 5. And we have a 43.5 total.
I'm going Atlanta.
I am also I'm also going Atlanta straight up.
Who
I
won
wouldn't be
last week's
shocked if I went 10-6. You and Seth both went 13-3. So you and Seth both have 1 total win, and I have 0. So.
Me and Seth have tied 2 weeks in a row. I'm glad he's not on here listening, so he can't copy all my plays.
Yeah, exactly. Next game, we got Cincinnati at Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 3. It is a 41 total. We got Browning and Carson Wentz here. I am going to go Minnesota.
I'm going to go Bengals here. Browning, got cut by the Vikings, right? This is, he's kind of a little mad at him still.
Yeah. Carson Wentz also had an MVP type season though one time in his life.
True. You can't count that out.
Yeah. We got Green Bay at Cleveland. Green Bay favored by 7, 41.5 total. I'm going Green Bay. I would assume you're also going Green Bay
Packers,
considering you had them as your survivor. I'm sure Seth will copy you on that one, like normal.
I should have went, I should have hedged and maybe picked the Browns on that one, so I at least get one of them for sure right.
Don't do that. Okay. Houston at Jacksonville. Jacksonville favored by 2, 44.5 total. I have Jacksonville at home, and I know you're going to take Houston.
Yeah, I'll take Houston there. When you pick those upsets of the week, you feel like you have to go with them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, you got to put your money where your mouth is,
Yeah.
you know? Indianapolis at Tennessee. Indianapolis favored by 4, 43.5 total. I'm going Indianapolis on the road.
Colts.
Okay, we have Las Vegas at Washington. Washington favored by 3, 44 total. So we didn't talk about this, but it does sound like Jaden Daniels is very questionable. So I'm gonna go Washington anyways. I don't think this Vegas team is any good. I think Mariota can be serviceable, and I think he's a very similar type of quarterback to Jaden Daniels. So they shouldn't have to change much. But yeah, I mean, if Jaden Daniels doesn't play, you can downgrade all your Washington pieces. I'm going
Yeah,
Washington.
I almost made Terry McLaurin a sit just because it's
There's a lot of unknowns there.
Yeah, that's coming off the long week too, Jordan. Like they played on Thursday night football.
I know.
How is I'm just curious.
I mean,
to see
I'm not surprised.
I'm
not surprised he's hurt. He kind of got rolled up on towards the end of that football game, so he was very beat up. So it makes sense.
Did we finally get a Genty game this week?
I mean, that's all you. You're the Genty guy. I look right so far. You look wrong, but we got a lot of season left.
Washington is giving up 107 rushing yards per game. I'm gonna go Raiders just in case Daniels doesn't play. I'm gonna go Raiders. Gino, look.
Well, I would assume the line is assuming he doesn't play, because I think they'd be more than a 3-point favorite if Jaden was playing.
Yeah, so that's true.
I took the Washington. We got Rams at Eagles. We got a 3.5. Eagles favored by 3.5, 44.5 total. I'm going Rams here.
I almost took Rams as my upset of the week, Jordan. I'm going to go Rams as well.
I think they cover for sure. But I like the Rams straight up. Jets at Tampa. Jets at Bucks. We got Bucks favored by 6.5, 43.5 total. I have Tampa Bay.
I'm going to go Tampa.
Okay,
Baker's playing good football.
Yeah, he just finds a way to win games. It doesn't matter, you know. He just finds ways to win. Pittsburgh at New England. Pittsburgh favored by 2, 44.5 total. Like I already talked about, I'm taking New England here.
I will go with the Steelers. I don't think Caleb Johnson's on the kickoff team anymore, so they would have won that game if he would have known he needed to go pick up the football.
I don't know if they would have won that game, but sure, we'll go with that.
Well, would they lose by there? What would they lose?
They lost by 31-17.
Oh, okay. That definitely takes the wind out of your sails, though, when a guy makes a move that most peewees don't know.
Denver at Chargers. Broncos at Chargers. Chargers favored by 3, 46 total. I'm going Chargers. They just look real good right now. I'm not going to bet.
I think you have to.
You got Chargers?
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers. I kind of almost made I almost made what's his name? Troy Franklin. Almost stayed in the flames with him. I think he has some potential there as well to keep going.
Yeah, he's definitely their clear number 2, and plus he's Bo Nix's college teammate, so definitely a good connection there.
Yeah.
We got New Orleans at Seattle. Seattle favored by 7, 42 total. I have Seattle. Okay, we got Arizona at the Niners. Niners favored by 3, 45.5 total. I'm going San Francisco.
I'm going to go San Francisco as well.
Okay.
Man, both of those teams are undefeated. It's in San Francisco, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still got Mac Jones, right?
Yep. Well, he said Brock Purdy has an outside chance to play this week.
Okay, then I'm going to go 49ers.
We got Dallas at Chicago. Dallas favored by 1 on the road, 50.5 total. What, you're going Dallas, I would assume?
I'm going to go Dallas.
You know what? I'm going to go Chicago. just for the heck of it. See if I can get a little different here.
Yeah. What is it? Eberflus, the old coach. He coaches for Dallas. Maybe maybe Caleb Williams just goes absolutely off there. This could be a big, revenge game for something he's never had. I don't know. What do we have next?
Oh, got Sunday night game. Kansas City at New York Giants. Kansas City favored by 6, 45 total. I got KC.
I'm going to go KC too. But man, it'd been weird if the Giants had a win here and the Chiefs didn't.
Yeah. They should have, for being honest.
They had it. They were right there. I don't know why. Yeah, Wilson just threw that one prayer up, but
yeah,
most of those prayers worked. So, like all those moon balls.
Detroit Monday night game of the week, I think. Detroit at Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 5, 53 total. I'm going Baltimore here. At home, Detroit out of the dome. Baltimore gets it done.
I have Gibbs and I have Jamison Williams. I want the Lions to do good. I'm gonna go Ravens at home.
I think they'll still do well, Trent. I don't think it's like I don't think they're gonna lay an egg like they did Green Bay. So does it all. Right. That's all we got.
All right, guys. Well, we did pick your player, start, sit, sleepers, survivors, some fan questions. We will see you guys hopefully on Thursday night in our live. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Tell your friends we're getting on, guys. Going to be giving up some hats if we can get a certain amount of views, guys. So we're going to want to let everyone to know. You can watch on X at TFF Dudes or YouTube at TFF Dudes. We will see you next time. And as always, take care.